Mm-hmm. I mean, that's fair. I just do it to catalog and rewatch, I guess, what's going on.
Let's be honest, Dogma. How often do you rewatch these videos?
Honestly, as of late, not that often. Like every other week. Which does remind me, I need to transfer them to my YouTube catalog channel, which also needs to be updated. It is better.
On critical failure and save versus load spell drop in the 1 seconds per round for 1 minute. Most spells cost 2. Whoa.
Yeah, Pathfinder's really rough in that situation.
It is.
Mm.
But he was a spellcaster. And best spot for the win.
All right. Since everyone said is ready, and I'm assuming Aster did say, but I didn't hear him, because that somehow always is what happens.
Yep.
Okay. It's always someone that I don't hear. All right. As the team moves forward with the next stage of events, you manage to somehow survive, well, commerce, which was mostly what we had last session. After inquiring about a few things here and there about the situation at hand, you, Aster specifically, knew that something was going on with the dowel rods in the ground in various places around this city as well as other cities, but not exactly told the entire group because reasons. It was discovered that the entities that were disappearing, the people that were disappearing, came back, well, with a new part of themselves. And by a new part of themselves is part of their soul being ripped apart and then something else being supplemented into it. After a good trial and error of magic, you were able to exercise that energy or whatever it was and see it wisp away. I believe it was Milo and Zhao that could see that. So, problematic, but without fully knowing what exactly that is, and more or less wanting to get rid of that, it was decreed upon the land that these people that were being brought in at a regular intervals, disappearing no longer, but now reappearing at a regular intervals, brought into the capital city, exercised at the School of Magic, and then potentially watched over, not entirely sure, Aster, you can tell me if that's correct or not, for a little bit, and then like headed home. The real issue is the people that are not in the main cities, because let's face it, people disappearing in a rural area is a little harder to find. So that may take some time, but overall, you're not exactly sure what the reason of this energy in these people is for. Whether it's fully sentient or not, you have yet to discover. But it is part of something sentient at the very least. And it hasn't been pleasant, let's say that. While this is going on and while information is being gathered from the North Kingdom, your team had decided to go and relegate their services to finding this strange copper dragon that has been acting a little weird. It has taken some days, but you managed to get to this encampment site. You were told that others had come here before you, and you find yourselves here now. You find no one currently here. What do you do?
I'm gonna start looking, sniffing, listening to see if I can hear anything, see if it's nearby or anything.
Roll a perception check with advantage. Nice, 23. You do smell a bunch of iron. There is no blood trail, as you can tell, but there is a specific amount of iron in the air that is far more than normal. Scrounging around through the sediment around the campsite, a large amount of dirt was deposited and I don't know if reposited is a word, reposited back in place as if something scurried out from the ground and scurried back in. There's currently no movement, but the iron that potentially was there, let's say it's blood, still is seeped in the sediment. The area around you, you can tell there's footsteps everywhere, but at certain spots they do disappear. Some areas are also indented as if a body hit it, and then there is no body around it. You detect no living humanoid in the area, but you do detect a whole bunch of animals in the area. Unfortunately, you do not have tremor sense, but you can tell that things came out of the ground, so that's not impossible to discern. If the dragon is nearby, it's probably in the sky, which is a little harder to detect. But, with your 23, not immediately.
You said this was a copper dragon?
You were informed it was a crazed copper dragon.
What do we know about copper dragons?
Not much, probably, based off of everyone's background. Milo, you've had to hunt for lycanthropes and things of that nature, so you might know something. Yoko has mythology background based off of her own kingdom. Aster would have some knowledge, but probably not bestiary knowledge. Everyone can go ahead and roll history, and Yoko and Milo advantage. Y'all rolled pretty well. But I'm going to say Yoko succeeded in this one because they rolled a 19. But overall, you guys know standard amount of information on the dragon. They are stronger the older they get. They can fly. They have a whole bunch of things known as breath weapons. Each type of dragon does a certain amount. Red ones do fire. Blue ones do cold. You base it off of what they look like. Oh, this is likely the type of damage they do. With the nitty gritty, 18 and over, the rest of you can discern that this type of dragon, if all information is gathered properly, is likely an adult copper dragon. But something is off about these type of imprints that Milo has found. A copper dragon is known as a chaotic good creature. They wouldn't just hunt someone down without any good reason. Although a good reason for it could be maybe they're getting too close to its own breeding ground. Perhaps it's getting too close to its own treasure. Or maybe they attacked it and they got pissed off by hunters. But you were also informed that they're a little bit crazed, and you're not sure what definition that is. But, a very strong dragon is never good to have it be crazed. They are also known for a near paralytic breath weapon, as well as a frightening presence around them, as well as acidic breath. And then the standard bite claw tail, as well as their very fearful presence. Many people run away while around them.
Does okay, so there's no traces of the dragon here? There's no traces at all of it being here?
There's no heavy traces. There's half imprints here and there because it has been a while since it's been here. But it has been here. There's half of a footprint in the ground, some claw marks dug into the ground but barely visible, as if it's scavenging. You rolled well. You rolled a 23. It has been here in the last 3 days. So it's still around in the area.
I'm gonna look around to see if I can find any signs of whose camp this was. Like if there's any insignias showing that it might belong to some kind of traveling merchant or mercenaries or whatever.
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation. Advantage, since Milo likely probably told you what's around with their perception.
While they're doing that, I want to do like a survival check on the dragon stuff to see if it has been altered since it's been going crazy. Like if it has been changed somehow, because like into like if it's producing any like undead ish qualities, fiendish qualities, or fayish qualities and stuff like that.
Yeah, go ahead and roll survival. Yoko, based off the investigation check that you have determined and checked out, you can tell this encampment site is that of the Night Owls, a shadier group of people that your kingdom operates above the table as well as underneath the table. There's no actual records of them being underneath it, but there are rumors, speculations, and things of that notion. So you guys aren't the first group they sent out here to investigate this crazed copper dragon. That for sure is true. But they're also strong, which means that this thing, if it wasn't defeated, it didn't exactly have the proper team to send them out. You look at the environment in the area, it is the cages, the equipment are all for a young copper dragon, which means this thing is at least an adult, which is a little problematic. Not impossible to defeat, but if you're not prepared for it, you're not prepared for it. And the cages for a young dragon would not suit this thing. They were also trying to live capture this thing, so that's likely why they had an even harder time to do that. Their weapons are all over the place, scattered. You find a whole bunch of them. They're not magical in any way, but they are, for Yoko's own personal purposes, unkempt. You see a whole bunch of them lined with rust. Some of them have like watermarks here and there. Some of them look chipped, broken, and battered. In fact, looking at all of them, like mostly all of them do. There are like one or two long swords that aren't, and a few daggers and arrows here and there. Around 13 arrows are still usable, 2 long swords are still usable, and 3 daggers are still usable. The rest are like chipped, battered, broken, or rusted over.
I'll take the long swords and daggers.
2 long swords, 3 daggers. You unfold your bag and place it upon the bag, allowing it to be absorbed into it, folding it into itself. You're easily able to carry it now thanks to your weapon bag of holding. All it holds is weapons, nothing else, no food, just weapons. But any kind of weapon, which is good. Milo examining the area around you, seeing what the imprints might tell you or the slash marks. You can tell that there's something wrong. As the imprint hits, it hits in a way that is not flat. Most dragons would have like enough weight around them that they slam into the ground and cause it to be flat. Even if they are more bulbous in areas here and there, it feels spiked, as if the best way I can describe it, what are they called again? They're not acorns, but it's something that grow on trees. They're not apples. I'm just gonna change it. Like a spike ball was hit the ground, and you see the small little indents here and there everywhere, as if metal was hit with a hammer so hard that it perforated here and there to the point of edges.
Does it scream Fey Fiend or Undeadish?
It doesn't, but it does not feel right. It feels. It doesn't feel fiend. It doesn't feel fey or undead. This is something else. This is as if. Do you tell anyone this information?
Yeah, I'd point it out.
You pointed out as you talk this out, and Aster, this feels as if the body is decaying or breaking apart around itself, and the flesh is more tattered. But with the scale of a dragon, it's a lot more solid than human flesh, I suppose.
So it would be Undeadish?
In a way, it's not undead, but that's the best information I can give you without dragon appear. Roll for attack.
If I had to take a guess with the information that we know, I think it's perhaps cursed or sick in some way. That would explain both this weird radiance that we're getting as well as it acting out against its own nature.
When I listened, did I hear any like telltale marks of a dragon in the area?
Not in the immediate, which means that it likely has not or does not appear in the afternoon. This is the afternoon.
So, just so we don't have to discuss this later, what are our plans for when we find it? Are we going to try and kill it, or subdue it to try and help it, or what's
I
our
would
plan here?
I would like to be attempt to subdue it. Again, it is a copper dragon. It is odd that it's acting this way. I think we might be able to learn a great deal if we were able to bring it to its own senses. If anyone is opposed to that idea, I'd happily listen.
No, I'm in agreement. Just want to make sure we're all on the same page before, well, we find it and have to deal with it on the spot.
Naturally. Um, so if we think that it is active here during the mornings, I would think that it is actually doing is hunting, and this is probably one of its less often stopped spots. But 3 days is quite some time if you're in a territory. We
Could
can make
set it up and make it seem like there's people here again, and it might come to investigate. Like set up the fire, have it like set up like cooking stuff, and then hide and wait.
I was gonna suggest something very similar. You read my mind.
I'm pretty sure that was Stain's Stang.
Bo.
Dang.
Ew. The mind reading. It was a joke about mind reading.
Who's dang?
He was a pirate captain. He was with us for some time. Him and his wife.
Okay. Sounds interesting that a king would associate with a pirate captain.
I am not one to execute people a day after rule enforcement.
Or now.
We'll see.
All right. You guys can do 2 more actions. Otherwise, what do you guys intend to do?
I think we should set up like make it look like this place is active campsite.
Yeah, I agree.
Clean it up a little bit. Set it up to look like some people are in the tents and waiting. And then prepare.
All right. I can for sure see Milo and Zhao being good at this type of centrifuge kind of situation. Uh, One or both of you can roll, or one can give the help action towards the other. This would be a performance check.
I'm not good at performance. Zhao?
Not one of my fortes, but
I
I
will
got a
also
negative.
accept deception.
I am good at it.
Yeah, I'll help Zhao because I'm still not good at that.
Advantage.
A dogma?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, yeah. +9, I got a +0 to deception and a -1 to performance.
You begin to have certain tripwire systems set in place using small rope and pulley mechanisms. You create more or less a rebuffed stick that will hit the tent, causing more movement that is not akin to the weather itself. You create, with the help of your team, of course, straw dolls here and there and place them around a would-be campfire. You wait until later on when the campfire would be visible in the late of night. Otherwise, if you don't, you can tell me. But otherwise, you'd need to burn wood in a way that would cause it to be black and charcoal rather than white.
Yoko, do you have any magic that could possibly make one that can last?
No. Fire isn't really my specialty.
We could just make a normal fire. I'd go gather some firewood. It's not difficult.
It's not. I just want to know if you do make it before the sun sets, do you make it carcinogenic or do you make a standard fire?
I was just saying, like, someone's gonna have to stay over here and keep it going.
I can serve as bait well enough.
Alright, we'll go and get materials for the fire and get enough for you to be able to keep it going for a while as you keep watch as we hide.
Well,
You guys get the wood prepared. Aster also begins to set up the fire.
While we're
Yes.
out gathering wood, can I try and hunt for some small game?
Yeah, also getting stuff to give that smell too, to make it act like there's real people here, not just
Yeah.
sitting around the fire.
Those that want to, go ahead and roll survival.
I'm gonna roll survival, but if it's okay, I'm just gonna be like tending to the camp in general.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. But Yoko and Milo.
Hey guys, I don't know if you know this, but Aster is secretly a rich boy and doesn't know how to camp.
No.
We wouldn't have guessed the king of a nation, a rich boy.
He knows how to talk. He knows how to punch someone real good.
That's it.
Campfire, not his thing. Zhao is also there. They're easily able to help, so it doesn't die out, but it does take a while for a fire to actually start until Zhao probably helps out. Milo and Yoko, you're able to... Presentation, yeah, that would definitely work. Milo and Yoko, you begin to hunt out a few game here and there. Milo, you're able to hunt down 2 small, well, relatively small, game, 2 rabbits, and Yoko, you are able to hunt down let's say an elk, which isn't exactly small, but you'll have food, depending on how long you guys have to wait. setting the game in motion and more than likely feeding yourselves as you return. I will state that both of you do gain about 4 sets of rations out of everything you've hunted down. If you want the actual meat, you can definitely do that. If you want the actual fur and stuff like that, you can definitely do that. But ration-wise, about 4 each of you.
I'll get Milo to help me bring that back, because there's no way I'm hauling an elk back with 10 strength.
Hey, I'm right there with you. We're gonna struggle.
It takes a while, but it is also a good way of deceiving that there is a larger force here, because there'll be a trail of food heading in this direction.
I'm strength also. I'm a dexterous fighter.
It'll get there. It just won't be fast. Over the course of
Dragging it by its head.
Yeah.
with the wood.
Yeah, we're both dragging.
over the course of time, Aster probably sees you guys, and with his actual good strength,
Pity on us and
Yeah.
helps us out.
yeah,
You come back and Aster's just like rubbing 2 sticks together, but like not with any sort of speed, just trying to like, I know this should work somehow. And I assume both of you are like, God fucking damn it, and then we just like switch jobs real fast.
bringing out the time, you guys begin to migrate everything here. It does look lively. Motion of you guys moving through here also alerts animals. They will likely scatter, causing even more attention of bigger game in the area. At this time, sun is slowly setting. It hasn't set fully yet. It is dim light right now. But you can tell at a small whiff of air, Milo, there is a brimming smell heading towards your guys' direction. It's not heavy. It's just Milo has very high senses
Of smell and hearing.
of smell.
Okay, guys.
Technically, the air would be traveling forwards, but this makes D&D logic, so you can smell something heading your way, and it's big.
All right, everybody, hide, and Aster, act as bait. Act like you're joking around the campfire with these dolls.
With your friends.
Yeah,
Gestures at the straw dummies.
I'm gonna go hide in these trees.
Yeah, Aster's just gonna like every now and then like look up and nod to one of the dummies, and then like stir the fire pit as he's like roasting bits of this elk.
Yeah. For sure, Yoko is good at preparing an animal, so that was likely done before you. I'm going to go ahead and wave that away so you don't accidentally ruin it.
Oh, Milo would have had to do it because I'm
Yeah,
actually
that
not
would have
trained
been-
in survival
That would have been me.
or any of those tools.
Honestly, that's fair. Milo does it. Yoko watches is impressed that there's a different kind of swordplay, but that's not the pokey murder one. So, too small of a sword.
Let's
I-
actually see how well I do.
What is this? A sword for halflings?
All right, good.
You do a
It did
very
beat-
good job. If somehow the food survives this encounter, it will be very good. As this air begins to rise, as the air begins to fall, because I've already said the air is acting weirdly here. Milo, you do get a sense of decay. It is not death; it is decay of metal. As this thing just appears within 5 minutes after your initial smell and hits the ground. As it hits the ground, there is no way Aster doesn't feel that sensation. You turn around and you do see
I was-
a...
Gonna
ahead, Milo.
say something. Before. I was gonna activate a few things when I knew it was as it was getting closer.
You see it, and it's going to be there in about 2 minutes.
All right, I activate my arms and my head, my rights, and my form.
Mm-hmm.
So, down.
And at this point, Zhao and Yoko, you guys both have high passive perceptions. At this point, it'll be there in about a minute.
Okay. I'll wait 30 seconds or so and then cast mirror image on myself.
All right. As this thing begins to approach, people begin to go into stealth. Milo begins to raise up anything and everything they can. And Yoko, you create a mirage around you, forming 2 or 3. I forget if it's 2 or 3 that you make. 3 other individuals like yourself around you. Aster is making a stew.
Does he know how to?
Aster's moving a stew around while someone else, probably Milo, cooked it.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, stew gets made. And immediately this copper dragon just hits the ground. I don't know why I call it brass. Anyways, there is no way Aster does not feel this hit on the ground as you... Do you turn around or do you feign knowledge of it?
I'm gonna turn around surprised.
As you turn around, you do see one side of it, copper glistening in the twilight of the sun that's left there. Orange and red begins to glow. However, as it turns its head towards you, as it for sure can notice you, you do see the other side of it. And the other side is a lot greener. The other side is cascaded with the green tint to it, a almost poisonous look to it. The scales around it seem to be broken into pieces as if the scales themselves were broken on its face, around its body, and it's around its tail. One side, it's definitely still copper, but the other side is green in nature, as if you are looking at a copper and green dragon melded into one. But this isn't that case. This is more as if the green is taking over the copper form. I will allow you to do one initial thing first. I'm not going to say if it's going to work or not, but, you know, I let everyone else do something first.
You're talking to me?
Yes.
I take off my mask.
Okay. You remove your mask, and as you do so, this, for all intents and purposes, I will call it a copper dragon, but it is different.
Hybrid.
Different. I'm not saying it's a hybrid, because that'd be confirming something. And that's neither a yes or a no. It looks towards the group it sees. And Aster, you can tell now with the mask on, its eyes are not exactly fully present on your form. It's surrounding you and the other 2 straw dolls. It says in Draconic, but it is brittle and broken. Do people read or know Draconic in this group?
No.
No.
Yes.
Nope.
Okay. You 3 hear dragon speak, and Aster, you hear the actual words, which, you know, probably helpful for this current predicament. Everyone else just hears roaring.
Oh god, it's 2008 all over again.
Boo. It looks towards the group that it perceives, and it does state, more of you. They come and take you away. I will collect. And you see it begin to, by its muscles tones, move forwards. Hasn't moved forwards yet, but it will move forwards.
Wait just a moment, and I'm speaking in Draconic.
Mhm.
I don't wish to harm you.
It looks towards you, puzzled that someone could understand it. It is not impossible for someone to know Draconic, but it is rare for hunters to know it, since they don't really need to. It looks towards you and it does state, "Hurt. That is a long since word gone within my mind. While I am still here, I will collect, bring forwards before they return."
So you're collecting for someone else?
I will collect. No. I will save. And Astor, you can go ahead and roll insight on the words so far, or just that last sentence. It's entirely up to you. And I'm pretty sure it is not quiet. I highly doubt. Natural 20. Any one of you else can roll insight, but for sure, Astor gets the
Well, we
meaning of
don't
what
know
it's
what
saying.
it's saying.
Oh yeah! Roar, 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 roar.
And after it's just sort of going rah 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 rah.
Seems
It's
hostile.
okay, guys. I speak dragon. Meanwhile, I'm just calling it all sorts of slurs.
With your insight, Astor, you can determine by the way it's speaking. It is not speaking on the behalf of someone else. It is speaking on the terms of someone that believes it is doing good. However, by its own mental state, from what you can see, what you have discerned of its body, it is not in the right mind. It might be perceiving itself as doing something good, but it is not fully cognitive of its own actions. And you can tell by what it has just said. You actually don't know what the dragon is. Just medically scarred is the best term for this. The dragon itself will not be in its proper state of mind for that much longer, and that state of mind isn't proper to begin with. And it did mention of other things coming, but it doesn't seem to be allies with it.
You're hurt, sick, injured. Let me help you.
Up. That's what you need. Help. I will not be here for much longer. So let me help you. Yes. Help. And you hear an intense roar from its mind. It is not speaking, and it feels literally as if its mind is speaking towards all of you. As if something is piercing through the veil of the mind, causing it to shatter. As if a statical tone hits you all and you feel an intense pain. You do not believe it can be helped right now, and you do believe its position in helping you has turned. Everyone go ahead and roll initiative / turn order. And don't forget to click on your token. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Wow, a lot of low rolls, except for Milo, who rolled 15, which is a little above average. If you have a modifier. Which I'm assuming you do.
That's okay. The dragon rolled a 0.
The dragon hasn't rolled yet. I'm just checking the stat. Ba, 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 ba. 13. It rolled below average.
Normal for you.
But normal for me. All right. There is an immediate shiftal tone from it. It was speaking in a more or less guttural manner, but it was still speaking towards Aster's direction and the two straw dolls. But at this point in time, you felt that intense pain within your own minds, as if it is crying out. And, well, something is wrong, and it acts as if it's about to attack. As it moves forwards, Milo, you instinctively know this. What do you do?
Well, being as quick and nimble as I am, I'm going to leap and dash towards it from the trees. So
You
yeah, I can
jump out of the
pretty-
trees, leaping in the air as quickly as possible.
come up towards it,
You
and
jump.
then take two smacks at it with my fists. Let's see which one is. Let me make sure, because this is. Alright. I can re-roll that.
Yeah, natural one. Halfling.
17.
17, unfortunately, does not hit.
Then the second hit. 26.
26 for sure hits.
Alright, this is bludgeoning, not the slashing with my claws, as I am in hybrid form.
Yeah.
And then 6 points. No, wait. What's the? Oh no, don't worry about the top number. This is lightning damage, so 6 points of lightning damage, and I want it to make a con save.
You jump into the area, slamming your body into the creature. As you do so, it begins to move about. Con save. Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah, it made it. This is a large creature or a huge creature?
This is considered a huge creature.
Alright.
I rolled again. Don't worry about it. It's still saved.
Alright. Don't worry about that. So 5 points of damage to me. That's for activating my rights earlier.
Yeah.
And then I need it to, as I hit it, and a little bit of it, the shock goes in and everything. You watch as some of its blood is extracted, and it starts like kind of swirling, and I need it to make a strength save.
Okay. I will. I'll have to describe the blood work a little bit later, but definitely gonna make the save. Strength?
Yeah.
Okay, no advantage or disadvantage. That is 15.
Hey, give me a second. And And then, hold on, I take 1 more point of damage. And let's see, me. Oh, it fails.
Nice. What
Sweet.
happens?
It cannot move. Its speed is reduced to 0, and it can't use reactions until the end of my next turn. But, okay, let's see. Because I amplified it, that's the reason why I took the damage. This curse lasts for 1 minute and can affect any creature regardless of size. The cursed creature can repeat its saving throw at the end of each of its turn, ending the cause. So I'm guessing the way this is worded, the speed reduction and reactions are it lasts for a minute. Yeah, so basically for a minute its speed is reduced and it can't use reactions for a minute, but after each of its turns, its turns, at the end of each of its turns, it can make the save over to see if it can get out of it. But as it stands right now, it cannot move and cannot use reactions.
Yeah. Slamming into this creature, you begin to draw out some of his blood. As you do, you draw out a viscous black ichor. A lot more venom-like than anything else. It is pungent and it is gross. Your own...
Plus, it's branded. Plus, I'm branding.
What's up, branded? A guy up in the mountains, it can no longer be tagged, but, you know, Dragon is now here. Maybe a little bit more important.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. You don't know. Could have been the evil big bad, but we'll never know. Branding the dragon, you draw out that blood, and its own nervous systems cause it, for the moment, to halt. Milo, anything else?
No.
Okay.
But with the brand, every time it damages me or a creature I can see within 5 feet of me, it takes 4 points of psychic damage.
At the start of its turn, it's the start of your turn.
It's the end of its turn
Okay.
to make the save again.
The start of its turn, it just looks towards you guys. Claws into the ground. Save. Your mobile needs to go down. Roar, 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 to whatever Milo thinks. Can technically do it. Has a greater range than this, but we'll probably still attack the straw dolls because it is not right of mind. Yeah, it can still do it. Straw dolls, Aster, Milo, all of you go ahead except for Zhao and Yoko. Roll for me actually, no. First off, at the start of its turn, Milo, the Straw Dolls, and Aster, roll for me a wisdom saving throw. If you can't be frightened, ignore what I just said. DC to beat is 16. Milo, you're currently underneath the dragon's frightening presence ability.
Milo has advantage.
Milo, roll again. Milo, you're under the...
There we go. I'm good because I can reroll once.
You already used it.
The advantage would be the 15.
The lucky?
Would you reroll a 1 on the advantage roll? That's technically not the number you rolled. That is a number you rolled.
Isn't it halfling luck once a day?
Is when you roll a 1 on attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can reroll the die. You must use the new result even if it's a 1.
There's no wording on disadvantage or advantage?
Nope. It is not once a day. It is all the time, anytime, no matter what. If I roll a 1 on any of those 3 options, I can re-roll.
Oh, I thought it was once a day.
Nah, it's not.
I'll worry about the disadvantage advantage thing later. That feels weird, but whatever.
It's
17.
basically any dice I roll that is a 1, advantage, disadvantage, whatever. I can re-roll it if I so choose.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing. I said 17. Don't worry about it. But for a while you were frightened. Now, actual attack thing. Astra and Milo and Straw Dolls all need to roll a dexterity saving throw as it begins to breathe in air and expel out a very toxic green flame.
Anyways, I also have advantage on, because of Brave.
I'm gonna reroll mine with normal lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And the straw dolls get a +4.
They don't
Or, sorry,
have a
+5.
moving speed, so I'm gonna say... How dead are they? The top of their torsos are for sure gone, but the bottom isn't. Actually, no, this is technically acidic damage. I don't know how acid works on straw dolls. They survive! 15 does not cut it. Milo, you said something about advantage?
Oh, it was for the previous thing.
Okay. 15 does not cut it, and 23 does. An acidic breath just sprays all over everyone in this area. Straw dolls are fine, surprisingly enough. Each creature that has failed must take 12d8 points of acid damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. I'm going to roll for it, but the median roll it tells me to give you guys is 58 points of damage. So let's see if I roll higher.
Do it. You won't.
You know me too well.
He
Exact
rolled
number.
exactly.
And I was still correct.
Yeah. After you take half that damage, Milo, you take the full 58. Acidic damage if there's resistance or blah blah blah. None of you are ENT, so I don't think so. This breath weapon just bursts into the area. End of its turn must make the strength save?
Yeah.
Okay. That is a +6. That is 10. It's still
stuck.
0.
And it has no reaction still.
It has no reaction still. How do legendary actions work on that?
It would still get its legendary action.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it would still be subject to any effects. So like the fact
The
it would
movement stuff and
be
things
able
of that
to
nature.
move would
Yeah.
Still, yeah.
Yeah. And obviously you can't do legendary actions on its turn. I just wanted to know. Zhao, you just saw this thing spit acid at straw dolls and they survived. But Milo isn't looking too good, and Aster took half of that.
Actually, Milo's starting to look feral.
Milo's starting to look feral.
Let's see.
Half of 58 is 29, and I really like that.
Also, Zhao, if you are speaking, I do not hear you. So you're
I'm
moving
thinking.
forwards. Okay.
I'm gonna get right there, and I still have 10 feet of movement left. And I'm going to throw this out for my bonus.
X-Blade's curse on this thing.
There is no save on this. It's just there.
I know. I've had Aster as a player before, although formerly Huntsman.
And then actually going to see. Actually gonna kind of duck around this tent area to use, just stay a little hidden.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. I will state, anything here you can definitely jump on. It won't detract any movement speed. You guys are athletic enough to jump over things without causing tough terrain, unless something specifically happens. So Zhao, you move over to the side. This thing has a perception. Go ahead.
That would be the end of my turn.
Okay, I'm just gonna quickly scroll up, unless you can tell me what your stealth check was. 28. It may or may not have noticed you, but it doesn't seem to be focused on you.
Oh, I'm not the one punching the living hell out of it.
True.
Yet.
Speaking of punching, and instead of punching, sword, Yoko. And 3 copies.
Going to use a. Oh, let me double check this real quick.
You check, your copy checks, your other copy checks, and the last copy verifies.
I'm gonna use a bonus action to start my blade song,
Mm-hmm.
and then come running out of the woods and try and do a flying kick at the dragon.
Blade Song running straight towards this, pirouetting into a kick. 15 unfortunately does not do it, and there's no flanking rule, so 15 unfortunately does not do it. Going in with another roundhouse kick, which I don't know if it's a thing, but it sounds cool. I know. No, wait, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It is. What am I talking about? In my mind, I thought uppercut kick, which I don't think is a thing, but I said the other thing, which was true. 13 does not hit. I'm just rambling now.
Okay, and that will be it for me.
Kicking in. This thing for sure can see you because you straight up attacked it, instead of getting close enough, marking it, and then moving away. So your stealth has completely vanished. Aster. And 2 straw dolls. I guess they can go on your turn.
The straw dolls will continue to act as straw dolls. I think that's vital for this plan.
Mm.
So is that their action or bonus action?
That's actually their free action.
True.
And then with the comrade of my strawman, I'm going to take this thing down with poorly constructed arguments. And also punching it.
I assumed. Just watch out for any wagons.
Did we figure out if 16 hit?
16 didn't, and neither does 14.
Okay. I'm gonna add a d8 to my accuracy on this 16.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 22 hit?
The 22 does hit, because Milo's 23 hit, so you're getting closer to what it is.
I will expend the charge of shock and grasp.
Okay.
So that's 14 electric damage.
14.
And it is too big for me to grapple, but I would like to try to climb on top of it.
How much speed you got left?
20.
Yeah, I'll allow that with 20 speed left. For sure, it is not physically moving, but bucking its head and moving its wings, but can't move actually. Go ahead and roll either. No, it's gonna have to be athletics. Use it to climb with your hands. I'll give you advantage because it technically can't move.
I will take it.
The EC to beat in my head was 15, so 25 and 27 definitely cover that. You climb on top of this bucking bronco.
I'm gonna action surge.
Action surge while you're on top, which is a class thing you can do without a bonus action, which is very nice.
And continue to punch. Didn't mean to have disadvantage twice, so 14, 12.
14, 12 unfortunately do not hit. I kind of want to make a joke and say 12 does hit, but we're not playing first edition here. I forget which one does it.
Yeah.
Roll above a number or under a one.
Yeah, original D&D was fucking whack.
Yeah. Trying to slam into this thing while on top of it. I will lower the AC for you, Aster, since you're literally physically on it, but 12 and 14 are going to cut it.
Still just can't get past the scales quite yet. That's alright.
Yeah. As you're on the body, you get hit with not anything physical, but you smell the aroma of metal that has been washed in heavy rain and is fuming within the breeze, is the best way I can describe it. But while you're on top of it, it is definitely decaying. The metal form is decaying and breaking apart. But, you know, since it's a dragon, it's still kind of solidly there. At the start of the round of Initiative 20... Currently nothing happens, but it is getting closer to whatever I'm rolling.
Alright, I'm back, sorry.
It's okay. Something happened on Initiative 20, but nothing has appeared yet. Your go, Milo.
Let me read something. Oh no, I'm exactly at half, so I'm good this turn. Okay. In that case, I'm going to take throw some hands. 24 bludgeoning.
24 does hit.
2 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
Strength? No, Constitution save.
Con save. Plus 10, that is 13. I will use...
Oh.
Nah, I think this is funnier. It fails. I don't think it would have the
No,
right state
no.
of mind.
Absolutely no. If it has a legendary, it should absolutely use it. Otherwise, this is going to end very quickly.
You think, but it's not. I'm gonna go with my original plan.
Okay.
You slam into it, and what happens, Milo?
It's stunned till the end of till the is it beginning of my turn?
End of your next turn.
Oh, end of my next turn.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. It can't move. It can't use reactions. It can't do anything now. Now I have advantage on these attacks.
As you break into its form, a stunning lock, as you've seen Yoko do to you not that long ago.
Another strike for a 20.
20 does not hit. Oh, wait. 20. Yeah, 20 does hit. Sorry.
Alright, so that's 7 points of bludgeoning plus 2 points of fire damage.
Striking into its form, 19 also hits. You begin to smash into it. Also, Milo, you are below half health.
No, I'm not. I
Are
have
you not?
128. I'm at 64. I'm at half health.
Oh, okay.
The hybrid. It's when you are when you start your turn with fewer hit points than half your hit point.
Ah, okay.
So
I thought it was half and under. My bad. Go on.
All right. It is that. Okay. I'm going to do Fury of Blows. And strike again. 26 with 1 point of lightning damage.
Mm-hmm.
And a 21
21 also hits.
for 4 points of fire damage. So
Okay.
going to okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, no, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Let's just picture I'm 30, like, see, because I moved from here, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm one little block behind here, away from it.
Moving away for it as it's currently stunned. It can not take a reaction, so you just bolt.
Can it use its, I wonder, it can't use legendary actions if it's stunned, can it?
I would imagine not, but it can definitely use layer actions. Not that you know it has any.
Yeah, true. But yeah. That's it for me.
Okay. Start of its round, we'll have to roll a d6. It has its breath weapon back. End of its round, strength save, I guess.
Does stun make me fail strength, or is that dex?
I think
it's
it might
dex.
auto-fail strength. Hold on, I'll just look.
Don't remember. Please and thank you. I know it's for sure dex, but it might also be strength.
I think it's worse for one. I know we look this up every time.
Yeah.
Automatically fails both.
Cool. Fails that, so its speed is still 0.
I can't use reactions.
At the start of its end step, / before Zhao's upkeep step, Zhao, Yoko, Aster, you feel a sensation underneath your guys' feet. Milo, you're too far away to feel this, but you definitely feel a strange presence encapsulating this area. Not visible, but you are aware of something. Zhao.
So she's going to hop up on this cage and then jump off right there and make an attack.
You move forwards, jump on the cage, sprint towards the creature. You saw Milo hit it, so it
No.
couldn't be impossible. You do have advantage on the hits, I believe.
Yeah, because it's stun.
All right. No.
Nope. Slamming into the creature. It is not moving, but its form is still sturdy. You scrape into the scales, but all you scrape off is oxidized metal.
No, I still have one more attack. 25 to hit.
25 does hit. Aiming for the same area, you just scrape some scales off. You will lunge in.
That's with an Elder Smite and sneak attack. Uh,
I mean, an ally is within 5 feet of the enemy. First attack. Would it be sneak attack? I think you only can sneak attack on their first hit. Or the first attack.
No, you can sneak attack on any attack you hit so long as you meet the requirements, and only once per turn.
Okay, cool. Nice.
that was 7 slashing, 7 fire. Here's your sneak.
Put on sneak. Nice.
Oh, and it is prone.
You sweep through its legs, causing it to hit the ground. I'm sure it had to make some sort of save, but, you know, fails dex and strength saves. I'm pretty sure it fails that one. You also have Hex on it if it does any additional thing.
And there is no save for Eldritch Smite. If it is huge or smaller, it's not prone.
Nice.
Eldritch Smite do be a little funky like that.
Slamming into this creature, you break through a lot of its flesh. As the scales almost break apart, you feel it is not close to death, but it is on the verge of dying, which just means bloodied in game mechanic terms.
Plus 4 damage for the Hexblade's Curse.
For sure bloodied, but hasn't died yet.
Alright, that's it.
Okay. Yoko, you see this thing not moving, you see it hit the ground once Zhao hit this thing. What do you do? Also, a weird ominous presence is circulating around you guys and you don't know where it's coming from. What do you do?
Does the dragon still appear to be alive and conscious?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to kick it and try and render it unconscious.
That's fair. That's a good kick. 15, 16, 17. 21 also hits. Okay.
And then a flurry of blows.
29 hits. Unfortunately enough, 13 does not. You guys have been rolling around 14 and 12.
And now I'm going to get away from the dragon.
It is still alive. Dragons be that way sometimes, but it is not looking good. As you move away from the dragon, it can't take a reactional attack since it is currently procced at 0 speed.
It is
And-
cursed.
Can I try and get up into one of these trees, or would that require an action?
How much speed you got left?
All of it?
Sure.
45?
Are you gonna try to jump or are you gonna try to climb? In which
Run
tree?
up it. Just run up it. You're a monk.
Yeah, I suppose I can just run up it.
Sure. Do you have the thing that you can run up?
Yep.
Cool. I guess you don't have to do anything. You just do it. You for sure aren't stealth, but you can for sure be in a tree. Unarmored movement. Yeah, sure can. Quickly running away. Jump on tree. Aster. This thing hits the ground. It is bleeding bad. It's not quite dead, but it's not long for this world if you guys keep hitting it this well.
I'm just gonna start like hammer fisting and trying to get unconscious.
All right. Strange ominous presence around you guys. Please continue.
I think the only one who's actually used a bladed weapon is Zhao.
21 does hit.
16.
16 points of damage. You smash into this creature and more of its scales do break off. 21 also hits. That is another 15 points of damage. Smashing into this creature, you can tell it is not exactly going to survive a very good hit.
I will smite on this one.
All right. Yoko did position this statement beforehand, so I'll just repeat it again. I'm assuming you're not aiming to kill based off what you guys said?
Correct.
Okay.
Hence, I think the reason why me and Yoko have been doing bludgeoning damage with our kicks and punches.
We'll just do a normal level 1 smite.
And Zhao said, no, I'm not, which is D&D terms for, yeah, well, I just can't have the team watch me. This is a lie, of course.
No, I'm saying I'm not the soul knife rogue.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for conversations.
I said that the last week that I wanted to try playing one.
Okay. And that last hit did the radiant damage?
Yes.
Okay. That is good radiant damage. That is not enough to knock it out.
Damn. Probably for the best. I guess I'm gonna action surge again.
Using your class feature, you action surge. 29 does hit, and with the remaining 7 HP, how do you knock it out?
Again, this was just like double fist blows into the top of the head until like it stops growling. So like it like tries to buck me off, and I use the momentum of getting thrown up to land one more solid one.
Yeah. As it begins to break away thematically from its paralyzing feature, it begins to buck you straight into the air with the momentum and the last strength not the last strength, but a good amount of strength you have left. You jump to the sky using its own momentum, bringing your fist back down, diving into the creature and hitting it in its side with enough strength that it will cause it to go unconscious, but with not so much that it'll concave into its skull. Dragon may it be, it is also very brittle and frail. So this thing does go down. I'm going to put an X on it, but it's not dead. It's unconscious. Just saying. Aster, is there anything else you can do with your turn?
I have one attack left.
I don't think you can hold one attack. Unless
No,
you want to like
absolutely cannot.
attack something that you cannot see.
I was making a joke like I was gonna kill it after us all trying to not kill it.
I guess that's fair.
No, I'll just stay on top of it for now.
Okay. As you stay on top of it, one of the straw men do begin to catch flame. They've been too close to the fire that it's begin to draw up its trousers. They might die.
My straw man so easily defeated. How?
And at layer action round 20, you guys begin to see things form out of the ground, bursting to where they had took a note of movement. Oops. One vacates itself around where Yoko was. Another one begins to emerge there as well. One further back because Zhao wasn't noticed until much later. And two near where Milo were. These creatures seem to have the same type of coloration as the dragon's copper form. But at the exact same time, they have maws vicious enough to break through metal. You can roll history if you guys want, but I don't think any of you would have the classification background to have this information. Except maybe Zhao? That's Oni, maybe.
Oh.
17, 16, 10. Aster, you can roll as
that-
well.
Sure. Sorry, I was looking for history. My contacts have been bothering me today. Didn't mean to have advantage, so 6.
These things look gross. They have like pincer-like frontal legs, ready to stab into people. Initiative round is 20, and second wave is 20 again. I guess they both go on 20s, which is weird. You know what? They both got 20s. I'm gonna say one goes at 20 and the other one goes at 12.5. The other group is only 2, so that's fine. These creatures emerge out of nowhere. Tree. Yoko, quick question, Yoko. How many blades you got on you that are visible?
Probably none, or at least like only one. Now that they have the infinite sheath.
Probably just the 2 swords, but they're both in their scabbards.
They're in their scabbards, though, and that is detectable by these things. 2 of them begin to head your way, but only 2. They are like giant bugs that can definitely crawl on trees, unfortunately, because they technically can crawl through caves. Unfortunately, they can get there and still attack. One will go towards where Aster is, because they for sure have metal on them.
I'm pretty sure Aster isn't wearing any metal.
Yeah. Well, I
Because
don't know
of
what
Melora, because of the Melora blessing.
Yeah, my armor isn't actually metal. It just looks like it.
And then they're going to eat the dragon.
What about his
Oh.
dusters?
Oh yeah, I don't know about my dusters. They might be made out of metal, but those are magic, so I don't know how that works.
I'm gonna say they're metal enough. Milo is further technically, and these things go through convenience. 25 and 25 and 5 feet up of that, which would be 30. Yeah, they're gonna unfortunately go through 2 Zhao. Sorry, Zhao. This guy, neither convenient nor inconvenient, and they'll go for the first one they see, so that'd be Milo. They expend their entire turn just to get to you. Oh wait, those guys don't go yet. Sorry about that. 2 of them attacking towards Yoko. Yoko, you then see these things go straight up towards you and try to bite at your leg where your sheathed weapons are. That's a +6, which I don't think will normally hit you, but let's see if they do. 20 with your dance currently. Your AC is at 23, so it does not. The other one goes in for a bite attack as well. 9 for sure doesn't. The one next to Aster goes to try to bite into his hands. 16, oh, so it doesn't cut it. That is Milo.
Alright, I see this one. I'm gonna rush, get right here, and then the astral stone bear arms flex and take 2 jabs at it.
With your reaching hand, you begin to draw straight towards this creature. It moves in a quick pace. That 12 unfortunately does not hit it.
21.
21 does. Your spectral hands jab into this creature.
And then Fury of blows. Same thing again. 26.
26 does hit,
And then 21.
and 21 do hit as well. Smashing into this creature for 5, 12, 20 points of damage. You see this thing very hurt, definitely bloodied, but you also feel a weird vibration in the air. You're not sure what it is, but it's focused in on the creature.
It's 21.
Yeah.
Same
you
description, but +1 to the damage. Thank you.
That was 25. Okay. So 5, 10.
Oh yeah, that's my bad. That'd be 5, 13. You are correct.
So I'm going to. So that's 20. It was 30 feet away from me, so I got 25. So 30, 35, 40, 45.
Okay.
50. Yeah. Alright, yeah. That's what I'll do.
All right. You knocked it out. I'm not gonna make death saves unless something kills the thing. Now that 2 group goes. Unfortunately, Milo is now close to the Zhao, so they'll probably go towards Milo.
That's my plan in the first place.
Okay. Both move towards Milo into a pincer strike. They don't have flanking or pack tactics, which is D&D flanking. +6 to attack.
It's, I have an
21.
AC of 19, but it doesn't add up quite right with the because of the primal form, my feral form adds an 1 to AC. So
Nice.
but I haven't figured out how to get it to add it right.
Now, it has been a while since I've seen your character sheet. Is your armor metal?
I'm not wearing any armor. It's just basic clothes. I do have the I'll leave it up to you because it's the thunder and lightning staff, whether or not it's metal. So because that's left up to you. Other than that, they can't see the metal mat, the like kind of that speaking mask I have because it's covered up by my cloak.
I just needed the armor. Because its secondary thing would not trigger. It deals 2d8 plus 3 points of damage. As this thing bites into you. Go ahead.
What type of damage?
This is piercing damage.
Okay, so I take 7 points of damage.
Nice. Piercing into your flesh. It is now below your half health.
Yes.
Sinking in, you feel a strange presence around you. And while it won't do the first effect of its bite, but it will do the second one. Go ahead and roll a con save.
18.
You feel your joints almost compress in the way coldness hits them, as if you don't want to move your hands, but you quickly shove that off and you don't want that feeling again. Next one tries to bite into you. That is +6. 11, 17 does not hit. Thankfully enough, that is good on your end. Zhao.
It's at this point, like the redness on my eyes has glossed over. Ish.
Concerning. Zhao.
Let me check the distance on this.
All right.
Oop. Okay. So, Shao's going to move here and then hop up on the cage so she can see over this tent and see them. And then this one needs to make a con save.
Okay. Its con isn't that great, but it's also not a dragon. Ba, 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 ba. +1, that is 21.
Fuck.
It's apparently great with con.
Still have to.
True.
Oh, it makes it say with disadvantage. Oh no, if it's a plant creature, never mind.
So that's 98 half. Necrotic.
All right. Which is still very good. Half of that. Okay.
19.
I'll round it up. So yeah, 19. It is very hurt. But it doesn't have that weird vibrating pattern that Milo's is. The one right next to him. Anything else, Zhao?
No, that'll be it.
Okay. Yoko, you have two weird things that are trying to eat you and your swords.
I'm going to try and jump over them and run over to here.
They did climb to get you. Would they have attack of opportunity?
Probably.
Probably. It's only a +6 and your AC is pretty high. They would have to roll extremely well. No, it was blatantly obvious that they're heading towards something. +6 does not hit, and nope, they do nothing.
Okay, and now I'm gonna cast Steel Wind Strike to try and attack this one, and this one.
What is it?
Steel Wind Strike.
It's the weeb move. It's the
Ah.
weeb.
Yeah.
It's
Up to
the
5
nothing
creatures you can see
personnel
within
kit.
range.
The spell's
Range-
awesome.
Range is 30 feet, which is enough where you're currently pincered. For most of them, except I think the last one. Yep. Checks out.
Yeah, the weave move, I get it now. Okay, yeah.
Hit, miss.
And I'll use a lucky to reroll that last one.
20 hits. Let's see. Did he do enough to outright kill them? Yes, on one. The rest are heavily penalized. Immediately, the wind in the air begins to whirl. Yoko, you take your blade and, as if cutting the world, cut through all four of these individuals. Many of them are hurt. Two of them outright die. The one that was standing beside you by the tree just hits the ground, cut in half. The one next to it begins to vibrate violently. The one next to Aster begins to vibrate violently. And the one next to Milo explodes.
Oh, yeah.
It's also dead,
Yay.
but it explodes.
Oh. Do I get to make a dex save?
Yes.
Sweet.
You don't just take damage. Everything around it within 10 feet must make a dexterity saving throw. Natural 20
Natural
succeeds.
20, no damage.
As this thing perforates with its form shards of itself into everything around it. You just dodge fast enough that it does not hit you. Its ally, on the other hand, plus modifier, so takes no damage. Rolling well with that guy, apparently. Shards just imbue into the area, but around no one. And it's... Yoko, anything else?
Nope, that'll be it for me.
And it's Aster's turn.
I'm gonna punch it.
Okay.
I don't have damage yet.
As it's violently vibrating, you punch straight towards it, but its erratic movements just cause you to miss, but just briefly and barely. I did see briefly and barely. Its AC is 15.
Hi. I'll make this a restraining strike, so it needs to make a athletics or acrobatics check.
No, it doesn't. Its remaining HP was 1.
Oh, I see.
And it
Well,
explodes.
then I do not make a restraining strike.
This thing just explodes within range of you. Everything around it that is 10 feet must make a dexterity saving throw.
The dragon.
The dragon, too.
Oh,
Dead
For
now?
sure it fails. I'm not saying it's dead, but I am for sure saying it gets perforated with the shards of its body. Aster, go ahead and make a dex save. 16 unfortunately does not cut it. You can use your skills to change that if you have any left.
I'll pass.
Cool. Yep, just wanted to make sure Zhao wasn't a part of that. This thing just explodes in the area. It does immediately die, but its body's shrapnel hits the dragon, hits you, Aster, seeping in its flesh into yours, and its flesh into the dragon's. It hits the ground soon afterwards. Aster, anything else? You auto
Wait, it's not-
fail something, and I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Okay. I will remind you that I am divinely immune to poisons and diseases.
You auto fail something, but it may or may not work. But I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Fair enough. I'm gonna give the dragon a healing word.
Mm-hmm.
It's 8 HP.
Using your healing word, you stabilize the dragon. It's not dying. Case in point, it did have 2 failed death saves. Now it's stable. Still unconscious, but stable. And I believe that's your entire turn. Unless you
Still
move
an attack.
or attack. Yeah. You can throw something.
Maybe I will.
Or Milo.
I'm gonna throw an axe at that one.
Mhm.
And miss.
It vibrating violently, but apparently...
I'm going to hold this session up as like I don't.
I was about to say, let's just say this is probably the first session you have rolled this bad.
Yeah, this is bad. I've rolled like under 5 on most of my rolls.
Violently shaking, you throw your hand axe. The creature violently shaking, radical enough that it just misses and hits the tree trunk next to it.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Remind me again, you're immune to what now, Aster?
Poisons and diseases.
Da.
I am of divine health.
Yeah.
How holy of you.
Get on my level, nerd.
I'm gonna ask you guys. I'm not saying this is this, but this is the closest thing I can attribute it to. Is tetanus a disease?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. Something happens. You may or may not have succeeded, Aster, but for sure you auto failed. But it may not do anything.
Aster failing, but being immune to tetanus.
It will rush straight towards you. No, Yoko has more metal. Rushes straight towards Yoko.
Isn't Yoko on top of the cage?
It can climb. Unless it doesn't have the movement. It can climb. It's like halfway on the ground, halfway up to Yoko. Goes in for a... I'll say it goes in for its breath weapon attack. Yoko, go ahead and roll for me dexterity saving throw as a spore gas of strange iron fumes over you. Unfortunately, its cone is only 5 feet, but you're 5 feet, so...
Yep.
Dexterity is very good, though. Using your sword and the whirlwind attack that you did beforehand, enough energy that you swirl the gas away. Whatever this is hits the cage next to you, and that thing begins to break apart and become far more brittle. I would not recommend standing on that cage, but I'll leave that up to you. That it's his entire action. Milo.
Alright, I'm gonna take a punch at this one. 13.
13 unfortunately does not hit.
11 doesn't hit. And then I'm gonna take a... I'm just gonna take one more hit. Oh, shit, yeah, hold on.
True.
Thank you for reminding me. I need to make a wisdom save. I made it, I'm fine. I
Cool.
keep my sanity.
Still miss, but you're still saying.
Yeah. 28.
28 does hit.
Stunning strike.
I believe that's a con save for me. Doesn't have the best con. With a plus
It
one, that's
failed.
8.
It's stunned, and knowing what I'm about, what's going on with me, I'm gonna distance myself from everybody.
All right.
And yeah, that is see, how far was that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. I'm gonna go my full 60 out, but just so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 30 more feet away, because I know what's going on with myself if I have a lapse in judgment.
You are off screen.
I'm making sure I have enough distance from people that I know I can't get to pretty quickly.
Yeah. All right. Dragon doesn't need to make any death saves, which is good. Just for fun, let's see if it could have survived. Yeah, it would have been fine this turn. Lastrous monster. Creature can't do anything. Stun locked. It can't do... Yeah, it can't do nothing. Oh, I forgot to roll for something, but that is okay. Zhao. I guess I'll roll twice with advantage on initiative 20.
They got that one handled. I'm going to move up here on the cage, just so I have good line of sight. And Eldritch Blast.
Using the first strike of Eldritch Blast, it sinks in. Second one sinks in soon after.
Third one don't count.
I don't count.
accidentally-
Hit it too on much on accident, I guess.
Does 5 points of force damage.
Plus what it's already been taken. It doesn't shake violently, surprisingly enough. I I don't think long range attacks have advantage on this. So, you just...
It's stunned, isn't it?
It is stunned, but I think it's melee attacks that do advantage on
Yeah.
strikes.
Okay.
No, it's. I thought it was all attacks. The thing that you're probably thinking about is prone with range.
You hit anyways. Yeah.
Stunned as attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
Okay, you can roll again to see if you get a natural 20. No, but you still hit. And the second one? No, but you still hit. You hit real good, but it's not exactly at that store, and it's not at half health.
Yeah, I'm good. I've seen those things explode now. I'm gonna stay over here.
That's fair. But you've also seen Yoko murder it in an instant, and it didn't have time to explode, so there's possible ways to get around it. Yoko!
This one looking.
Explodable.
Okay. Can I move there, or is the tent in the way?
You can, like, walk on the tent. It is fine.
Okay. I'll move over to Aster and say, let's get out of here. And actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna cast Thunder Step and go. Yeah, over here with Aster.
With
If you
Thunder
lost
Step,
the com.
it is a willing creature. You can take one more, and it does do damage around it. So for sure, probably explodes. Aster, you do go along.
Yeah, I'll take the ride.
All right. I do believe it's a distance of 90 feet, so you can definitely do the range you've set for yourself. 31 points of thunder damage. I do believe it is a dexterity saving throw to take half, or is it con? Con save. Thank you, me. That is a +1. That is a total of 3. It for sure doesn't. Total of 21. Its remaining HP was 3. So it explodes around where Aster formerly was. Aster takes no damage, and neither does anything else. 10 feet around it, but this thing is for sure dead.
Okay. And that'll be my turn.
All right, Aster.
Are he still alive?
Yeah.
One of them.
Oh, I see it. Okay, Axe. It's time for your redemption. 8.
Does hit. Taking out the hand axe, you swing straight toward this creature, chopping into its side. The hand axe begins to become even brittle, but it did swing and hit, and it begins to vibrate. So that's happening now.
I have no more axes, so I will switch to the war darts, the javelins.
25 does hit. That's another 7. Slamming straight towards the javelin, it pierces into its flesh, and almost instantly you feel the javelin begin to decay around the metal area. It is even more vibrating, even violent, far more violently than beforehand. It is almost close to death, but unless you have another javelin,
I might.
Why I'm asking.
Okay, let me look at something.
Throw that table at it.
You know, I'm not sure about the aerodynamics of a table.
What about a straw dummy?
I don't think that would do any damage, being completely honest.
I'll give you the medical damage.
There it is, there it is.
Emotional damage.
No, that's only for Aster.
True.
I'm actually just going to make that second javelin. Because it does not need to be a melee attack. You can do a D8.
Okay.
Do 7 more damage.
Well, it's with the remainder of 5 HP. This thing explodes in the area. No one's around it, thankfully enough, or at least not close enough to be hit by its shards. And the javelin sinks into it, begins to almost rust in an instant, and then this thing explodes around itself. Any other actions, Aster?
No.
All right. I'm gonna have to make one last potentially D20 roll. I didn't roll last turn, so I have to roll with advantage and take the higher of the rolls. There's a 9. That is an 8. That is not enough. And on Milo's turn, go ahead and roll for me. Milo, you good?
Yeah, and then as I keep my thing and I know that the combat's done, I drop the shape so that I don't keep it almost losing myself. And I'm just sitting there on the ground, kind of panting, because I am very much burned and seared from the acid.
Yeah.
And a hole in my stomach.
While you're not undamaged, you are mentally well, which is better. Because you might have attacked something. You allow the visage of your form to dematerialize, allowing your standard form to take its place. Healing and recuperating your mind as well as your body. It does still hurt. A lot of your skin, for all intents and purposes, is boiled. With a good nap, it'll be fine. D&D.
The dragon never died.
The dragon never died. I just had to put an
Okay.
X there to indicate that it's no longer in combat.
Well, the factor is I needed to know if it did.
Yeah,
It was close, but it didn't die.
Well, no, Hexblade's curse and tokens of the departed.
Oh.
I get to snatch a sliver of its soul.
You aren't
How would
the
that work?
Dragonborn, though.
No, but I get to steal souls.
Skyrim. It never died, but it did get hurt. And it would have made death saves, but Aster immediately healed it, so it stabilized it. I don't think it died enough that you steal a sliver of its soul.
No, it has to be dead.
Okay, yeah. It's still good. Unless you immediately decide to murder it.
I mean, I could.
Not wrong. By this point, this dummy is fully set on fire. There's no saving that one. Aster, while he's away, I'm just gonna play his character for a bit, quickly grabs the second one and pushes it to the side, allowing the fire not to consume it, but the log underneath it. He quickly smothers the fire away, allowing one soul to survive another day. Zhao, you consume the soul of the straw man, and you're now into politics. You quickly release that soul.
How much longer are we going?
Probably not that much longer, honestly. I'm probably going to wrap it up once Aster gets here, because I am honestly mentally tired.
Fair.
I'm gonna try and poke these things with Mage Hand from a distance and just like examine them.
You poke them with Mage Hand, they like slop over, because you for sure cut them in half, and some of them did explode. Looking at the what's it called, exoskeleton, you can tell that it is near metallic in nature, and it is closer to the color of copper than anything else. You see a whole bunch of blood and ichor flow out of it now that you've jostled it, and some of the blood, I'm going to say, hits a corner of a metallic spike near the tent. It begins to eat away at the spike with a hefty speed that would be concerning if you wield swords and blades and axes and javelins. And maybe don't touch this with their weapon.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Can I find a glass bottle and actually collect some of the blood?
Do you have any kind of kit? Except for maybe...
I think it's the thieves' kit.
No, like any kit would do. Like most of them have like containers and stuff, even cooking utensils.
Yeah, I think it's one of the rogue ones.
Yeah, that for sure would have vials to contain things. I'm gonna say you have 1d10 plus 2 vials.
Sorry, I'm back.
Welcome back. Yoko poked the creature. It oozed out blood. Some of the blood sunk into one of the spikes that keeps the tent on the ground. It began to eat the metal away. Zhao grabbed a tube, maybe two, and began to try to take some of the blood into the cylinder. Zhao, roll for me survival. You might get some dirt in there. You got no dirt in there. You're good. You contain 2 vials of this strange rustic blood. Or whatever you call it. In my notes, I guess I'll put down blood of rust, but I'll leave that up to you. The dragon is currently unconscious. Creatures are dead, and you don't feel that very weird presence before these creatures arrived currently. One of the straw men did unfortunately die in this fight, but the other one was saved by Aster.
Fit to argue another day.
The dragon currently unconscious, but you know it's not in the right state of mind. Half of its form is decaying away in green, while the other half is still copper. And Aster has like a bit of these creatures' body like in his right side. Anyone have a medicine check?
I have a medicine check.
You can roll. I'm going to say probably someone helps you to give you advantage.
Hi.
Well, Milo rolled a 5, and Aster rolled an 18.
So I re-rolled it.
That's a 10. I'm going to go with Aster's 18 so no one dies.
You're gonna have to amputate.
You remove it, causing it to quickly spill, but using your own skills, you press the wound tightly closed. People begin to help you examine it, make sure nothing is left in there. You suture yourself up. Quickly, Zhao likely uses prestidigitation to burn the flesh cleanly and worry about it later. The dragon is unconscious. Half of its form is now... No, it did get hit with an explosion. Percentage die. Yeah. As half of its form was formerly green, now a good chunk of its form is now green. Words. Just a bit of what copper form it once held is left remaining. You do not know how long that was. It barely hung on to its sentient mind while having half of its health there. You do not know if it wakes up, if it'll have any thoughts other than consumption. A primal animal.
Can I try to... Last paragraph.
Okay, thank you. With lay on hands, you can halt it here and it won't advance forwards, which is better than nothing. Which will buy you time.
I'll expend all uses of my lay on hands, so 9 times do I prevent disease on this.
I'm
Trying
gonna.
to strip away whatever I can.
Yeah. Mm, based off of what I have written for this stuff, it is not going to get rid of it completely, but it will begin to break apart the system in which it is causing it to turn green. The green has halted at this point in time, but it is not fully going away. Much like you, Aster, unfortunately, its riddled body will remain riddled until things can be fully healed with something stronger than lay on hands. It is going to be something quite powerful. And while you have halted its degradation, at the very least, you allowed it to survive instead of being consumed by whatever this is, whatever these things are, and wherever they came from.
Wonder if its mind's returned to normal.
Nope, it's also rusty.
You can wake it up to find out. But whether or not you do, we will have to find out next time as we end the session for today. Or at least
Dragon Ball Z.
that's what I would say. But we cut to a different place, a different time, and who knows how many days backwards in time. As this, I'm just going to put you to a static map. Ignore the background, I just need a different map. There are not metallic cities in the sky. I just needed someplace that looked different. As you clear your minds and prepare to see what may hold for your next days, 2 people in the background of wherever they come from do state, one towards another man, and the symptoms, it doesn't seem to be that much problem, too many concerns or problematic. However, it does seem that the creatures have advanced forwards into the next stage of evolution. And the degradation problem, the first initial subject has escaped, but overall let's say its next heir has developed in the correct course of things. Hopefully no one finds this one, but we will collect the sample once it has been degraded enough that it can be collected alive. Alright, find its location, see what happens, and the next stage of events will commence. Bring in more subjects. And bring in the next trial of creatures. Of course, sir. Anything else? Yes, keep an eye on the men as well. The king and his crew, and the new one. The lycanthropes, sir? Yes, it could be useful. But we'll worry about that later. For now, continue with the rest of the subjects. And worry about human subjects later. Of course, sir. These people spread apart, and we take back forwards in time to the people in this clearing in the forest. And what might happen next with this subject